Welcome back to the Aesthetic Blueprint. My name is Jessica Wisner. I am the head of client education and product evangelism here at Symplast. And today I am joined by my good friend, Chris Balbi at Misha Aesthetics in good old Pennsylvania. Chris, I am so excited to do this with you because
Wait,
you are
I love your
absolutely
title. I'm obsessed. I didn't even know your title was so
it's
long.
new.
I'm
It's new and
technically
shiny.
Director of Marketing and Operations, but I like to say that I'm the jack of all trades, Director of Operations, and the person who keeps this office running is my
Oh
full
my
title.
God. Yes, no, that's exactly what I did when I was on the practice side, and this is why I think like you and I are were like besties, right? Because we both like I did a lot the same thing that you do in the practice when I was on the practice side, and it's marketing slash jack of all trades, master of some. That's what I like to say.
Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, so a little bit about me, and then of course we want to know all about you, but a little bit about me. Like I said, I did spend 14 years on the practice side, working from the front desk up to director of marketing and business development, and then came to Symplast because I love the product so much. And you've been with Symplast for going on 8 years now. Like
I
you were
think I
one of
was
the
client number
OG.
5 of Symplast's, not gonna lie. I was one of Symplast's first 10.
Oh my God, was it really that? Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
throwback. But you're an OG, man. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about your background. Like you said, you're jack of all trades. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about what you do day to day at Misha.
Yeah, no sweat. So I started the practice at the front desk 15 years ago, and then I had an affinity for marketing. So I started doing the
Mhm.
posts out of the kindness of my heart, realized I like that a lot more than the front desk. I love clients, but I like marketing a lot more. So I started doing the daily posting, and then I started looking at the analytics, redoing the website. Back when I started, we were paper charts, believe it or not. And so Simplast is our only EMR we've ever had. We've stuck with you so long now. We were like I said, one of the first 10 so many years ago, right after we started to do paper. And it's been a really great run. On a day to day, I'm generating content. I am kind of in charge of PR for the office as a whole. I handle all the tech services. Anytime that something breaks, I'm the first to fix it. So I am continuously learning, and now I'm a key opinion leader for Symplast and Weave, Repeat MD, Opaline, Galderma, Allergan. I speak for a lot of people because I only speak for people that I use in my practice on a day to day, which I think is important. So I can only talk to what I know.
Yeah, and this is why I love you because we have so much similarity in our backgrounds and our journey. And now to see you like on the stage just killing it across the industry, evangelizing on many of the things I like to evangelize on as well. And, one of those topics for sure that's hot right now that I know you and I have gone into several times is AI and using
Absolutely.
AI in your practice. And that's you've been on the speaking circuit a lot lately talking about
Oh,
AI
it's a
specifically.
circus for sure. But no, it is
I
definitely a
haven't had all
circus.
my coffee yet.
No, so I definitely have been on the AI circuit for almost 2 years now, which is early adopter. One of my favorite stories to tell for y'all to get to know me. The reason we're so successful on Instagram, I believe, TikTok, is because we're early adopters, right? So we were the first there, so there wasn't a lot of competition. So even with the GLP market, we were offering GLPs before almost anyone in our area, just because we knew what was coming, right? So
Hmm.
even with AI, our office has been leading the way with HIPAA compliant, BA certified AI tools, especially even just ChatGPT, right? So I know we have a lot to unpack today, but yeah, I always talk about ethically using AI, not only just from a person to person standpoint, but for the environment as well. So you're going to get a lot of tidbits throughout today.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I know is your new pet peeve, and I've definitely been hearing it across all the people that I follow on social media, is AI slop, right? It's kind of this new concept everyone's buzzing about of, overusing AI to the point where it's messy, it's not complete, it doesn't have meaning behind it. So, if you could talk to our audience a little bit about what is AI slop and how does that impact your practice if
Listen,
you're
I
not
love a
even done
messy Sunday brunch, but your AI should never be messy. Let me tell you. I definitely think that there's so much to unpack here, right? So, Dr. Stephen Soar has a saying, and I don't know if he originated or he got it from somewhere else, but garbage in, garbage out, right? And I think what we're running into is that people are rushing to get the answer from AI, and therefore they're putting garbage into AI. Therefore, they're getting garbage out, right? So people think that you can type one or two sentences into ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whichever AI tool you want to use, and out is going to come perfectly polished content. Unfortunately, if you don't give AI a lot to work with, it's going to fill in the gaps. It's going to maybe hallucinate. It's going to give you slop. It's going to give you what it thinks you want to hear. So I run this example a lot. And for those of you listening at home, it's like Dora the Explorer, right? You guys can answer in your car. Which option is going to get you slop? Option A, hi, give me a beauty report on aesthetic services. That's option A. Or option B, hi, I run a medical spa in Eastern Pennsylvania that specializes in anti-aging medicine. I am a nurse practitioner in her late 40s who got her degree from Eastern University, and I'm looking to create. Right, you get where I'm going with that. Well, which one's going to get you
The devil's
slop?
in the details, right?
Right, the devil's in the
Yeah.
details. And the more you give, the better results are going to get. And people these days are just rushing, and they're using AI as a crutch, not a tool, right? So instead of conceptualizing a Facebook post or an Instagram post and then using AI to fine tune it, they're running to AI to do all the work for them. And AI is not your employee, AI is your tool, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the slop that's coming out, and image creation. It's a whole nother conversation. So, people are just saying, hey, AI, I need a picture for blank. Well, okay, are you going to give it source material? Are you going to give it guidance, guardrails? Are you going to give it references? Or are you just going to say, I need an image for blank? And when you do that, your images look the same as everyone else's. AI has a default font it uses, a default color scheme, a default model. And unfortunately, you're going to start looking like every other med spa out there. So,
Right.
garbage in, garbage out, AI slop. You can get a lot of content quickly, but is it going to be good content? Do you want to hear a story? I'm going to tell you
I do
anyway.
want to hear a story, actually. I do.
My big pet peeve right now is people who don't even take the time to spell check and or fact check and or check their AI results. I have an injector in my area who must have used AI to write her caption, copy and pasted it, and the caption started with on Instagram, here's a caption you can use for your Instagram post, colon.
Oh no. Oh
And that's how her caption started. And I was
no.
like, so I'm cool with you using AI, but like you should at least take the time to only copy and paste the stuff that it gives you, you know?
Yeah, well, and I think, one of the things I've learned using AI over the last several years is that you have to it's not just the devil's in the details, but also the follow-up, right? Is continually asking AI to refine what it gives you on the first pass, because what it gives you on the first pass is so generic. It's the slop, right?
Hmm.
It's very generic, and if you're not then customizing that, better yet, to your brand voice, and your GPT doesn't know your brand voice or anything like that, that's where you're just going to end up sounding like everyone else, right?
And I think we need to dive into, you mentioned making your own GPT, right? And this can get a segue into Jive coding a
Yes,
little
which
bit,
you and
making
I
your own
have been playing
GPT.
with. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like I think people take for granted or are scared of making their own GPT, but it's so easy. And what's crazy is that ChatGPT wants you to make one, it will walk you through it, right? It'll make you through one that has your own brand
That's the
voice,
best
your own
part.
brand colors. You can just say, hey, I want to make my own ChatGPT, my own GPT, can you walk me through it? And it will do it for you. We were just talking about, vibe coding. ChatGPT wants to be successful and wants you to be successful. So vibe coding, do you want to define it for those of us who don't know?
So vibe coding, for those who aren't in development, and as Chris knows, I was in the product team at Symplast for the last year, just moved back to client success. But vibe coding is basically where you're using AI to build an app or a program or an automation. So it does the coding for you from AI prompts, and that's why it's vibe coding, quote unquote. For those who have done vibe coding, it is again, the devil's in the details. It's sometimes garbage in, garbage out, and that's kind of the risk you take with vibe coding. So you're going to see a lot of people on the market, and I know I'm seeing it at conferences recently. There's all these new startups, right? That they're AI generated apps and websites and stuff like that for our industry and industries across the board, and they're 100% vibe coded. So it runs that risk of having more bugs and issues with it.
And
So
not,
that's
not to
your
be a sales pitch for Symplast, 'cause I know this is a Symplast webinar, but I think that's why I appreciated that Symplast started hand built, right? With
yes.
AI layered in. So, you're not going to get those bugs as frequently because the entire system isn't held together with AI. The system is held together with hardworking developers who then use
Yes.
AI to fill in gaps or to develop sections that may benefit from it. And I think that's kind of why we stuck around for so long, is that at its core, Symplast has been human driven, right? It's not
Yeah.
built on the backs of AI. And I think that
Yeah.
that's circling back to AI content on Instagram, right? It's there's no shame in using AI content if you use it to fill in the gaps, but your primary structure for your social media content, your website should be your voice or should be your imagery.
Yeah, and you have to make sure that you're training it thoroughly. So if you are using a custom GPT, or let's say you got a chat bot on your website, which I know our CRM does really well, you have to train the AI. Otherwise, the AI is just going to go generic to what everyone on the internet's doing, right?
Absolutely.
Um, yeah,
I'm
so
going to take a sip of my coffee, but I'm going to cover the logo since it's not sponsored.
we won't say which East Coast coffee chain it's from, but everyone needs to
Wow,
know
talk
that,
about
right?
branding. You could see it from the orange straw. Was that what gave it away?
Well, I could also, I know the cup, but anyways, we're on a tangent. Sorry, everyone. This is how Chris and I talk.
No,
Um,
but this is why people listen to podcasts, okay? Let's talk about AI
truthfully,
branding. So,
yeah,
if you are a med spa who's struggling with branding, this is a really good conversation to have with ChatGPT,
yeah.
right? Use
hmm
AI to listen. I don't know, Jess, do you chat with AI or do you type with AI?
Okay, I'm a typer.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
a
a
typer.
chatter
Are you?
because I'm
You're
a
a
rambler.
chatter.
I'm a
My
rambler.
okay. My favorite TikToks right now are the ones where they have AI talk, and it keeps like prompting itself over and over again in the vicious cycle. I was watching
Yeah.
one last night, and it was so humorous to me. I
Have
watched
you
the whole
heard
thing.
computers talk to each other yet?
Yes.
So
No, that
there's
was
this
one of
like
the ones I was watching. Yeah.
there's one that like it's they're speaking in their own language. So computers don't use English because they don't need to use English. So they use beep beep boop
Oh.
boops. And so it's a computer assistant calling a computer secretary to make a reservation at a restaurant. And instead of like, hey, can I make a reservation for four? It's okay, we're done. Because they talk so much faster than we can talk. It was mind
Oh my,
blowing.
that's crazy. I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen the AIs talking to each other, which again, I will watch those forever because it
Yeah,
keeps going
insane.
in circles of like, oh, ready to get started whenever you are, ready to get started whenever you are. But yeah, no, I'm a typer. I think it's just because I'm a kind of a copywriter by nature,
Yeah.
so for me, I think through my fingers by typing.
I feel
Um,
that. All right, pull
yeah,
us back on track. I'm sorry. This is
back
you
on
and
track,
I.
back on track. I know we'll go forever here. But so how is Misha really leveraging AI in their practice in the day to day? So marketing is one angle. What else have you guys incorporated AI into your practice for?
I'm glad you asked. Here's three tools to use AI in your practice. Soundbite.
Well, I mean,
Ronnie, when
beyond
you're
the
editing
Symplast
that,
part,
Ronnie,
of course,
there's a
but
soundbite.
yeah, yeah.
No, so I have three. One is Repeat MD is my rewards app. They just baked in someone named Adonis, and he is crazy. He's like my own little trained chatbot. So if I'm
hmm
closed, we're not because Adonis will chat with you about services and then link you to my Symplast online booking. Right? He'll say, "Okay, ready to
Amazing,
book? Here we go." Right? That's one.
amazing.
Two, I have a lead generator called Opaline. It's a AI based facial scan that recommends things that are very basic, so it can't really go wrong.
Yeah,
But the only way to get your results is to give me your information, and then that's my lead, and I'll follow up with you, right?
yeah.
And then number three is we use an EMR called Symplast. I don't know if you've heard about it, but they have you never heard of it, right? They have an AI assisted EMR tool. So we can focus on facing our clients on a day to day and chatting with them, and our EMR is listening, our AI assistant is listening. And at the end, we just push stop, and it goes, okay, here's everything you talked about. Here's what's relevant. Here's what's medically relevant. Here's what's It breaks it into sections for us, which is super convenient. So those are the three ways that we're using AI to leverage. So we use it to book clients, get leads, and then chart on the clients as well. AI touches us at all four spots, all three spots.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the key components is to talk about it. AI isn't necessarily going to replace jobs, right? Like everyone was panicked for a long while about it replacing jobs. It's just another tool to do your job more effectively so you can focus on the things that, have more value. And that's human connection at the end of the day, if you ask
Trust
me.
me, with my stress levels lately, I would love it to replace me. I wish.
right? That being said, talking about chatting with your data, there are some things Symplast is cooking up, and I cannot let the cat out of the bag yet. But I've been.
Jess, come on.
I know, but we're
Okay,
working
wait.
on.
Let me try, everyone. I'm so sorry for this. Can we play 4 questions?
Yes, let's play four
Okay.
questions, and maybe I'll
Maybe
give
something
you
will
some
sneak
hints
out.
into what we're
You
cooking up.
said
Yeah.
the hint was that there's something that Simplast is cooking up with data, right?
Hmm.
Would this benefit me in making marketing decisions on who to market what to? Am I heading in the right direction?
1,000%.
I'm heading in the right
1,000%.
direction. Okay.
You are. Yeah.
Would this benefit my ERM side or CRM side?
Both.
Okay, one last question. Here we go,
I got
people.
multiple avenues I'm working right now, Chris.
I got you. One last question. Um, in a very loose timeline, 2026 or 2027? No
2026.
promises. I know, no promises. Okay, that's
2026.
exciting.
And we may see some, and I don't want to put any hard timelines on my development team, but some of the new things I know will at least be in pilot before the end of the year of 2025.
That's so sexy.
So,
I love that.
yeah,
And
we've
this
got
has been
some.
3 questions with Jess of Symplast. Thanks for coming,
I
y'all.
I know. Well, and actually, Dr. Williams at Tri Valley Plastic Surgery is going to be highlighting a few of the things we're cooking up at Plastic Surgery, the meeting in October. I don't know if this will go out before then. I hope it will, but yeah,
Where's that one?
that one's in New Orleans,
I'll be there.
Nolans.
Are you there
So,
too?
yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Wait, you're going? Oh, shut up. We're gonna have to get drinks.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, everyone. Now you need to know my
Tangent.
schedule, Chris. But
Like 2
that's
weeks
the
from
fun
now.
thing. So yeah, so I'll be able to show you. Hopefully, Chris. I mean, stop by the booth, of course, to say hi to me always. But I'll show you. I'll show you the things that we're cooking up because
I
we'll
love
have them
that.
ready in kind of a pilot
No, I love
phase
that.
to play with. But yeah,
Okay,
it is.
I'm gonna
It's
pivot
about
again.
chatting.
Jess, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna pick your brain, and then I'll answer the same question. But if someone who's listening to this has never used AI ever, what is the one thing they could do today to get started? Where would you send them? What would you have them do?
Ooh, I would. The thing I would do, I mean, one, you have to log into ChatGPT. Pick your favorite one. Gemini is I have 4 different GPTs I rotate between, honestly. And depending on the use case, I will pick one over the other. If you want Excel, Copilot is the only way to go. But general use GPT, that's where I go. I don't know about you, but and then Claude for like wild card.
So
But
step
I
one, open
would.
up your ChatGPT.
Number one, open up your ChatGPT. 2, find a good YouTube video on how to write a good prompt. You are absolutely going to get AI slop, so going back to the topic today, if you don't learn how to prompt AI correctly. And that comes down to you have to get trained. Just like any other thing, injectables, Botox, whatever it is, you have to be trained. You have to train yourself on how to use it. It is a tool. Yeah, you can figure it out on your own, but you're going to be a lot more successful out of the gate if you train yourself. And there's a gazillion YouTube videos out there. And Chris, I would flip it on you. What would your response be to that?
So I would definitely take the framework. I think craft is the easiest to remember. So it's context first. Give your ChatGPT context, right? Next,
Who are you? What are you
is-
doing? Right?
What was that?
Like, who are you? What is
Right.
your goal?
So
type
context
thing.
is like, hey, you are helping me write a marketing plan for a med spa. Next, assign a role. That's the R in craft. You are a marketing manager for a multi-million-dollar med spa. Action, I want you to give me a week's worth of content, format, broken down in an Excel file. So craft, content, role, action, format is like my little acronym there.
I love that. I love that. That's great. So everyone take notes. Write that down. Craft.
I feel like we can put that in the description of the podcast.
We probably should. Kind of last question for you, so that way we don't go too long, which I know you and I can easily do. But like looking ahead, future-proofing AI when it comes to running your aesthetic practice and maximizing the productivity in your aesthetic practice, what do you see as the most promising applications of AI in aesthetics? And how can you prepare to adopt those responsibly? And I think responsibility being a key aspect there.
Patient retention is really where I think it's at, right? So I think acquisition and lead generation are important, but retention is where it's at. As more and more medical spas open up, retaining who you've already earned is going to become super important. And, again, not a plug. I know that the CRM tool for Symplast has some fun tips and tricks up its sleeve. So that's obviously an option, but I think AI will help you sell more by telling you who to target, right? So it's so easy to say, this person bought this person bought microneedling last year, so I should sell them microneedling this year. Done. That's not AI, right?
Yeah.
But with a quantitative large amount of data, you could say, hey, run me a report of all patients, find out people who buy microneedling, what are they most likely to do next? Now you target those people with a specific service. And that's going to be one step ahead, right? So you're not only retaining, you're helping your patients grow and expand their day to day. So I think that in the future, we're going to use AI to leverage retention above all else. I think lead generation is always going to be super reliant on personality, right? You're going to educate
Yeah,
people on who
it
you
really
are.
is.
So I think that's going to be hard to really stick, but retention wise, Jess and I have been working on fun messaging with the CRM tool, like with lip filler patients, right? Like I know when I go to the dentist, one of the things that they tell me when I leave, okay, so this is so silly. When I leave the dentist, they say, hey, you have another appointment in 6 months. Try not to take any blood thinners before you come in because it'll make your teeth gums bleed. I'm not going to remember that. When I
No.
should receive that message is 2 days before my visit, and I don't, right? I get a standardized, you have an appointment in 2 days. What I should get is 7 days before my visit. Hey, just a reminder, blood thinners. So what I'm working with Jess on with Symplast or all CRMs is 7 days before lip filler, let's send a message out. 2 days before
Yeah.
laser hair removal, you know what I'm saying? It's like these baked in reminders that show people that you care.
Yeah, and that's not even like AI driven, right? That's just automation driven. So
Right.
it's that combination of the two and kind of circling back to talking with your data, hint, hint, hint. The ability to talk to your data and get those insights you're looking for so you don't have to like crunch the numbers in Excel, download a gazillion different reports, those types of things. And that goes also on the clinical side.
I know we're wrapping up, but I do want to express to you all, take some time, go to YouTube and look up like the difference between AI and computer learning and automation. It'll just make you sound more smarter. I don't have time to go into it in this podcast, but there is a pretty bold difference between what we were talking about in AI earlier and what I was just saying, automation, good call out, Jess, but also computer learning versus machine learning. It is the
Yes.
wave of the future. It's no different than learning about Jeuveau, Daxify, Dysport, Botox, Juvederm. Like you're going to learn different tools. You have to learn a couple different tools here too as well.
Yeah, and there's slight differences between each tool that you're using as well. And I want to make sure that I'm not remiss in calling out if you are going to use ChatGPT or any of these AI tools to, quote unquote, feed it data to get results out. Please make sure that you are on a HIPAA compliant version. You pay for that upgrade. You have to be HIPAA compliant. Remove any PHI. I want to make sure that I call that out
Yeah,
so
no,
that
for
we're
sure.
not,
And
leading people
I
in the wrong
think that
direction.
that's a good call out, especially with ChatGPT. You can easily get a BAA with
Hmm.
ChatGPT. So you can play
Correct.
with patient data if you want. But if you don't want to do the BAA with ChatGPT, you can, again, thanks to Symplast, you can always identify your patients by ID numbers. And then therefore you remove all the PHI. You're just playing with IDs.
Yeah. So, and that's how you can really, maximize your practice and talk with your data. But again, we have to do it in a responsible manner and make sure that we're remaining HIPAA compliant. So, Chris, anything else you want to put like a pin on it? I know AI slop was kind of the theme, but we went off on all sorts of
No,
other
I love the
AI.
tangent. No, I mean,
Yeah.
just remember, circling back, take the time to learn, take the time to focus on your prompts. The through line for this entire presentation was time, right? AI is the next frontier. You didn't learn how to be an injector or an esthetician overnight. You didn't learn how to run a business overnight. You're not going to learn AI overnight. If you don't take the time to learn, you're just going to get slop. And nobody likes anything sloppy unless it's Sunday brunch. Bye,
Unless
everybody.
it's Sunday brunch. That is the tagline for the podcast. I'm just throwing that out there now to our marketing guy, Ronnie. Put a pin in that. But yeah, no, 100%. And, I want to make sure that practices are getting the benefit they can out of AI because otherwise you're just a fly in the night practice and you're not going to get anywhere in that personalization and making sure you're training your AI agents hopefully we can talk about this more. And I know I'm going to see you in New Orleans in a couple
2
of
weeks.
weeks. Um, but we'll definitely need to keep talking about this. And Chris, I think, definitely let's get on another podcast, hopefully in the near future, for you and I to keep talking about more of this like retention strategy, because I think that's something a lot of practices would benefit from,
I agree.
using AI, not using AI. And I know you're kind of an expert on it. So hopefully we can get on another podcast soon. But Chris, I can't thank you enough for your time. I know you've got another meeting you got to hop to. But this has been such a fun conversation, the first of many. And I know I will see you soon anyway on Zoom. But yeah, anything else you want to end with?
No, that's it. I'm going to get some
All right.
brunch. Bye, everybody.
All right. Yeah, let's we'll do some Bloody Marys while we're in New Orleans together for sure. So, all
Bloodies and
right. Well,
beignets. I love it.
yes. Oh my God. Cafe Du Monde. I will see you there, my friend. So thank you everyone for listening in to another episode of our Symplast podcast. I'm Jessica, head of client education and product evangelism, and Chris, the director of marketing at Misha Aesthetics in Pennsylvania. Come see us at Plastic Surgery The Meeting in a couple of weeks. I'll be at the Symplast booth, and Chris will be on stage. So make sure you stop by and say hi to us. So thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.